2025 has been a great year for historical TV shows, but the same can't be said for historical movies, as there hasn't been any big blockbuster historical film released yet that has captured the attention of mainstream audiences and critics. But the latter half of 2025 looks ready to change all that, as there are some excellent upcoming historical movies slated for a 2025 release, and in this video I will be giving you my recommendations of the top 5 historical movies getting released between July to December that I am most looking forward to watching this year. And these are all excellent films that I think all viewers of this channel will really love. But before we begin, don't forget, if you love anything to do with historical movies and historical TV shows, then subscribe to my channel, History Spark. At number 5, it is the Gettysburg Address, which will be an upcoming documentary film set in the backdrop of the American Civil War. And this documentary will offer viewers a comprehensive overview of President Abraham Lincoln's iconic speech delivered on the 19th of November 1863 during the dedication of the Soldiers' National Cemetery in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. The Gettysburg Address is said to be a multifaceted film, with the documentary examining the impact of the speech on a nation divided by the Civil War. This film was produced by the Rising Picture Company and was shot on location in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, adding some authenticity to its portrayal of historical events. The Gettysburg Address does have a long runtime of 2 hours and 45 minutes. But for anyone wanting an in-depth examination of one of the most important speeches in American history, then be sure to check out the Gettysburg Address on November 19, 2025. At number 4, it is Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, an upcoming historical horror film set to premiere on Netflix on November 2025, with a limited theatrical run being planned a few weeks prior to its Netflix release. And this reimagining of Frankenstein will star Oscar Isaac as Victor Frankenstein, Jacob Elordi as the creature, Mia Goth as Elizabeth Lavenza, and Christoph Waltz as Harlander. This film will depict the story of a brilliant but egotistical scientist whose creation of a living being leads to a tragedy for both creator and creature alike. Del Toro, who has long described the project as a personal dream, began production in early 2024, and the film's first teaser has already generated significant excitement for its dark, visually striking reimagining of this iconic tale. And I for one cannot wait to watch Frankenstein later on this year when it gets released exclusively to Netflix in November. At number 3, it is Blucher, an upcoming Norwegian World War II drama chronicling the events which would occur on April 9, 1940, when Colonel Birger Eriksen would make the pivotal decision to engage the German cruiser Blucher, with the outcomes resulting in one of the most critical moments in Norwegian history and the German invasion of Norway specifically. Blucher will be directed by Daniel Farr, and the cast of this film will include Björn Sundquist as Colonel Eriksen and other talented actors such as Axel Boyum and John Øygarden. But the most interesting part of Blucher is the fact that one of the key filming locations for the movie is the Oscarsborg Fortress, the actual site where this battle took place in 1940, which really adds some great level of authenticity and realism to the film. So if you want to watch an epic World War II movie about one of its lesser known battles, then be sure to check out Blucher when it gets released to cinemas on September 26, 2025. The second spot on this list goes to Dracula, A Love Tale, an upcoming historical gothic film which reimagines the story of the vampire Dracula as a 15th century prince whose transformation is driven by the tragic loss of his wife, and who centuries later in the 19th century falls in love with a woman who resembles his lost love. Dracula, A Love Tale is set to premiere in France on July 30th, with additional international releases to follow throughout the rest of the year. This film will star Caleb Landry Jones as Dracula, Christoph Waltz as a vampire hunting priest, and Matilda de Angelis as Maria. So if you're looking for a fascinating and emotionally layered take on the legendary vampire story, then be sure to catch Dracula, A Love Tale later on this year. And number 1, it is the upcoming Peaky Blinders movie, which will be called The Immortal Man. and Cillian Murphy has been confirmed to return for this conclusion to the story of Tommy Shelby. And the plot for this upcoming film will take the Shelby family into the backdrop of World War II, and we may find Tommy Shelby politically fighting against fascism in Parliament, and the newer, younger Shelby generations perhaps out on the front line. And lastly, Steve Knight has confirmed that will be roughly around Christmas of 2025 that we will be able to watch Peaky Blinders: The Immortal Man in cinemas all across the world. So let me know in the comments down below if there are any other great upcoming historical movies of 2025 that I may have missed out on, and which of these historical movies you are most looking forward to watching.